Hello, Adam. Are you there?
I am here.
All right. Those people who are not here could just catch up. So, Adam, it's really nice to have you here again as a speaker for Decentra Ecosystem. So, for people who are new into this launch, I am Broke. My name isn't really Broke, but that's what um, people have known me through that name already, so I can't change that. But my name is Mark. I am your host for this AMA session, and welcome to Skeletonlounge AMA session with the Decentra Ecosystem. So, Adam, a lot has happened since the last AMA here with the Decentra Ecosystem. So, a lot has changed from their original plan. Like before, you mentioned that the Central will be having a pre-sale. But now, as I've seen, they have changed it into a stealth launch. So tell us, Adam, what happened to the Central ecosystem since our last AMA session?
Yeah, well, first of all, I just wanted to say really, really nice to be back, helping the Decentra team host. Um, yeah, I mean, what was really cool was just seeing the core team reach back out and say, hey, you know what? Market's picking up. We feel really confident in our product development. We want to go big on marketing this as a stealth. And for those that, might be wondering, wait a second, did it already finish its stealth status? Is there still a stealth that I need to be watching out for? To be very clear, this has already stealthed, and this actually happened, mid-February, February 16th, and it is holding a really solid floor right now. Now, the option to go stealth was mainly to avoid snipers, and also because Pink Sale was just not the best fit for the project. Again, this is a true utility project, not just a meme. So they wanted to make sure to give back to those that, really believed in it, and launching with a very, very low market cap stealth that has since climbed and has held the floor even into last month, which is pretty good. You don't often see these utility projects really hold on for much longer. And that was part of the reason why I kind of wanted to help out a little bit, was because, I see they're trying, I see they're pushing, and to see that they also have made some great progress towards their utility. In fact, we're going to be showing some of the utility right now in the subsequent minutes in the AMA. It's quite exciting. It's quite exciting. But yeah, to answer your question, it was mainly to just best fit the launch with the dynamics of the market.
All right. So, from the original plans, I remember they were talking about the everything bot. So, could you tell us more? What is everything bot, and what are the functions of that bot?
Yeah, so I think it's important for people to understand, first of all, some of the basics, right? This is an ERC20 token, so it is on the Ethereum blockchain. You were very, very correct with it being the everything bot, and I'm going to do an alternate screen share soon to show you exactly what that looks like. But I want people to first and foremost know where we're at, what chain, and then let's talk about some of the features. So you were 100% correct in saying this is the everything bot. Let's talk about what that comprises of. So first and foremost, a sniper, a prediction bot, a bridge, perpetual system, airdrop farming, a reward bot, and a gem finder. You're going to see these check marks next to items that have already been complete and are currently delivered and ready to use. So actually, I'm going to switch gears a little bit here, and I'm going to screen share onto the bot, which is aptly named. Hopefully you guys can see that. Called the Decentra Everything bot itself. So if you actually go here, you can see green lights on the features that are already working, the prediction and gem finder. And I'm actually going to show in live time the prediction bot as well. But that's what that everything bot means. If I click on the prediction, for example, I already loaded, a couple of dollars in here to be able to show. And this is doing predictions on if I think BTC is going to go up or down in the next 5 minutes. and I can place those bets there. So really, really cool to see that they, have made some great progress towards utility. And they're actually, and this is, I think, a first where this is mentioned. I made sure to check on this with the team. They're looking to deliver even more utility by the end of Q1, which would effectively be the end of this month. They're looking to bring in even more of those 7 features to be.
So I'm looking at the Telegram group of DCE right now, and they didn't mention that everything bot is already live. So is that an exclusive news for this AMA session?
I think it's pretty exclusive. Yeah. I mean, again, it's one of those things where what I like about the team is they've really just put their head down and focused on development versus, hard, shilling the fact that, oh, we have utility, it's right around the corner. Instead, they said, you know what, we're getting close to it being done. They did an announcement in chat, and then here it is. So this is definitely something that they're very proud of. Again, I'm going to be demoing it in live time to kind of show people it works, and then I encourage people to check it out themselves. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see, not even a month since Stealth, that they already have 2 utilities crossed off their list and on to the next features as well. And their next feature ads are also tied in to some of their partnerships. I'm going to turn just really quick again, switching screens here, back to where we were before, because I wanted to mention on the bridge side of things, you can see they're looking to be able to bridge assets from chain to chain EVM over. And they've actually already partnered with Swift to allow for bridging of any tokens to any chain over. So they are going to be integrating in that partnership, which is great. They just recently partnered with Flooz as well to allow for fiat payments using Google Pay and Apple Pay, and also some other partnerships we'll talk about later when we talk marketing. But yeah, it's pretty new. It's pretty new that they've had those developments thus far.
So you mentioned a partnership with Swift. Am I getting it correctly?
SWFT, yes.
Okay. So later, we want to know more about that because the team is not really talking about that partnership in their group chat. Right, so,
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can
go ahead.
definitely talk. I was going to say we can definitely talk more about it as well. I was going to say, when it comes to Swift, they're really known for their decentralized tie-ins for token trades, and they've been kind of like leading the way on cross-chain swaps. In fact, I'm actually going to bring up their website for those that might not know what Swift is. They're a pretty well-known blockchain. So again, their whole focus is cross-chain swaps, allowing for it to be simpler, faster, safer. And they've been around for a while. They have app support as well, and they decided to partner up with DCE, which is quite cool.
So, what about the Everything bot? I mean, because here in Everything bot, it consists of Sniper, Prediction bot, Bridge, Perpetual, Airdrop Farm, Reward bot, and Gem Finder. Now, I'm looking at the group, and they keep mentioning about the Gem Finder, and I already see a tick right there. But looking at the group chat, they haven't announced it yet. Now, what really is the Gem Finder?
Yeah, so I actually have it screen shared here as well. So there is a green check next to it, as I mentioned, meaning that it's here and ready to go. It's actually working. So this is the Gem Finder, which you can find in the Everything Bot TG bot. It's the other one with the green check next to it. And what this is going to do is this is using in-house algorithms to be able to source for high quality projects that hit the deployer. Now you can see it's scouting BSC projects, scouting ETH projects. They are also looking to make this even, further multi-chain. Right now, it's even supporting Sol as well as you scroll through. So this is really going to cover your bases when it comes to, finding some of those top projects. Now, some of the things it looks for and categorizes is, of course, the basics, right? Is it a honeypot? Is the LP locked? What's the current market cap? All these sorts of things. And it's going to color code it for you. So again, it's just a really nice little value add that's completely for free, 100% branded. And this is something that you could, send to a friend and say, hey, this is what I'm using to scout new projects coming in on these 3 chains currently. You might want to use it as well. And it's just one of the 7, utilities added into the Everything bot.
And how can we guarantee the safety of those projects that are popping up in that uh, gem finder bot?
Well, I mean, given that those projects are not the core team's projects, you can never fully guarantee the safety. This is really to be used as a tool to kind of, match with your other research, but this should at least kind of check some of the boxes, right? Because, for example, when it's putting the green check mark next to LP locked, it's actually pulling that from on-chain data to ensure that, hey, the LP is actually locked. But of course, you're not going to want to just take this and then ape, $20,000 in. You're going to want to use this as kind of like an interest point. Like, okay, yeah, maybe I should look into this Darth Vader, right? As an example. Obviously, don't ape into this one just yet, but like as an example, and then you could look it up. You could plug the contract address into maybe your own checker and then look for yourself and decide. But it's a great way to get tokens on, the radar, because we got to think too, like we're inundated by so many different tokens and launches and all this stuff. Wouldn't it be nice if you could have just a tool that tells you just up front, what some of the ones that pass the basic, checks look like? Well, that's this. And again, it's completely for free. It's fully branded within the DCE ecosystem, and it's just one of the many features. So in that sense, you always want to use your own common sense and use this as more of a tool to help you find those gains.
Sounds great, man. Now, are there any plans to integrate other bots? Just like, for example, for us, we have contract scanners. Now, in that gem finder, do they plan to integrate other bots in order for them to, uh, for users to feel more secure, or for the users to easily conduct research?
Well, I mean, it's 100% in-house built, right? So while they could take like 10 different bots, amalgamate them together and rename them something, to their own, instead they're in-house building. So I think more so it's going to be the route of that. Like let's in-house build different checks and scanners that make sense here. And then from there, that's going to be what we offer. So that's more so the approach that they're taking is in-house building everything, and then supplying that out as a feature. And again, I brought it back to the Everything Bot overview because I want people to again to see how easy it is. So you would literally just go to Decentra Everything Bot at Decentra Everything Bot, and then you're going to be brought with the 2 current features that are available, the prediction bot and the gem fighter. We're still going to show that prediction bot still probably in the next few minutes, and then others to come as well, starting to release end of Q1, which would be end of this month, even more coming in.
So go ahead, show us more about the prediction bot.
Definitely. So what's really cool here is it's more of like a binary approach, right? So it's either is BTC going to go up or is BTC going to go down? So like I mentioned, I have, if I go on my balance here, I'm able to see that I currently have 0.06 BNB. I, of course, can set up a wallet here, deposit, BNB in. And now that I've already deposited BNB in and clicked deposit, I can now bet, do I think it's going to go up? Do I think it's going to go down? Well, BTC is on a rally, so whether I'm right or not, I'll click bet up. Let me go ahead and do that. And since I have a balance here of 0.06, let's go ahead and do... let's do 50% of balance. I'm going bullish. 50% of balance, transaction hash sent. You can see it actually does a transaction for you, of course. And now I just wait 5 minutes. Now you can see your next round is in 1:31, so it's actually going to be a little bit sooner. My prediction is on the bull of the side of things, so I think it's going to go up in the next 5 minutes. But let's see how we go. Now the up payout is 11.62x, so actually it could be kind of great if it pays out relatively, but we'll see. So we'll give it a little bit of time there, and we'll come back.
What is the maximum betting amount there? And where is the pull coming from?
Well, it's based off of total bets, right? So it's based off of total bets. There's concurrent bets always going on. I know the team is interested in actually, kind of incentivizing these bets as well. So there's a ton of people coming in, but it is based off of the pool of available players. There is actually no max bet, so it's dependent upon your total balance in the bot itself, but it's not dependent upon a specific amount. So it can say bet 25%, 50%, 100% of your balance, that sort of thing. But the base minimum amount in bet is $1. You can really think of this as the pancake swap prediction game. Very, very similar, except this one's in-house built.
All right. Now, a lot of people have might have been asking this question. Now, Decentra Ecosystem is an ERC20 token. So why did they build a bot? The prediction. Why is the prediction bot in BSC?
Yeah, it's actually a really good question. The main reason is going to be honestly for exposure, right? Being able to obviously have predictions on a blockchain that normally doesn't have that kind of predictions. Like I just mentioned, the Pancakes prediction bot is mainly known for, its exposure on the BNB side, right? To be able to have the token on an ERC20, but allow for bets in BEP20 BNB, I think kind of makes sense. It's sort of crossing the chasm of exposure and allowing for more visibility in that sense. Because it just wouldn't really make sense. Like imagine betting $5 and paying, $69 in ETH fees. So that's why they kind of separated the two. So the project's ERC20, but the betting mechanics are BEP20, which is arguably the most visible low fee blockchain out there, as far as BNB chain goes.
All right, so that answers the question. Okay, so the but is there a plan to do the prediction in other chains as well?
So, I mean, right now, they just released this, right? So they're really focusing on having this be the best possible implementation as a BNB chain kind of exclusive right now. As you saw by the gem finder, they do support multi-chain in the sense of ERC20, Sol, BEP20 tokens. They're thinking about bringing it cross-chain. I'll say that, but it's not a main focus right now, right? It's not a main focus. They really, really want to focus on how they're building it right now. They're actually getting a good amount of bets coming through and people interested. They don't want to fragment too early. I think that's a big mistake that a lot of projects have, is whether it be in their chat or in their utilities, they start to like flex too much and then you lose focus. Because as I mentioned, this is just, one of the 7 utilities. They're looking to, come with the sniper next, and they're looking to deliver those by month end. So if you start going, cross chain too fast with specific utilities, you can't really focus on the other stuff. So they want to start here, and then maybe they'll revisit it with more chain support as they continue on.
All right, then. Now let's go back to your bet. I think it's it's done. So let's
Let's
check the results.
let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let me just hop back there, and let me switch the screen share. 1 second. Okay, let's take a little peek here. So let's go back to the prediction. Let's go to rounds. And your last 5 rounds has not finished just yet. So it's probably about like a minute, couple seconds left. So let's give it a little bit of time here. We can always hit refresh as well, and it'll refresh for us. Because the thing was, we were actually caught in between a round finishing and the start of a new round. So we were probably at like 6 to 7 minutes out. That's probably why. So yeah. Let's give it just a little bit. It looks like a minute 46 before next round, so should be done pretty soon.
Now, while scanning through the everything bot, I saw there the what do you call this? The advertise product, advertise here. Okay, so I'm thinking. I also saw that they're in the website that they are planning a revenue sharing. So could you tell me where will the team get the revenue from, and how will it be distributed to the holders?
Yeah, I'm so happy you asked that. So it's primarily going to be through the Sniper utility, the Perpetual utility, and a little bit on the Bridge utility as well through their partner. The rev share is going to be done proportionate to the amount of tokens held, of course. So the more tokens you hold, the more of that cut you're going to get. Pretty traditional rev share type stuff. And it's going to be a real reason to potentially pick up some tokens. And I think that's also why it's holding a decent floor relatively, is because people are like, oh, wait a second, like they're actually delivering the utilities. All right, that's different. Most projects don't. And there could be some real serious revenue generated here, especially given that the project is, partnering with the likes of Swift. One that I didn't mention as well, which I think is kind of cool, is they're also partnering up with Maestro. And actually, they're giving away 5 premium Maestro accounts in a giveaway, which is kind of cool. So yeah, I think that's what's really bolstering things, is just the support that they have, the partnerships they have, and also the delivery of a product that they've been undergoing, which I think is pretty awesome. And I did want to check back on this. Let's go ahead and refresh. I think it's been about time, but let's see. Oh, I lost. Oh no. That's okay though. So you can see I did lose. Although the overall market is bearish, in that 5-minute span, it was a little bit bearish instead of bullish, and I did lose that bet, but that's okay. That's all right. Another time to bet as well. So you guys got to see it firsthand, their work, which I think is really cool. And again, this is fully working, dependent upon the total pool of bets in that time. And I definitely encourage people to check it out because it's completely available, it's working, and it's something the team has worked pretty hard on.
And what I really like about the prediction bot is that its user interface is really friendly, user friendly. It's really easy to deposit, bet up, check your balance with just a few clicks. So
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah.
really now. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go
Yeah, no, feel free. Sorry.
ahead. All right. So what else about Decentra? So you said they are partnering with Maestro. And looking at the website right now, it says that Decentra also plans to build its own sniper. So will there be any? Because I'm thinking there is a conflict right there. The sniper for Maestro Sniper and a partnership with Decentra that is building its own sniper as well. So
Yeah, it's kind of funny is who's to say with the bridging option being assisted by the likes of Swift, who's to say that there isn't maybe a little bit of collaboration there or otherwise in building out that utility. So I can't say for sure. Obviously, again, the focus is going to be on building building in-house, but maybe there's a little bit of partnership there for back-end tech or otherwise. So I don't think it's going to be as much of a conflict as people may think.
all right. Now, is there anything else you want to talk about Decentra before we go to the community questions, Adam?
Well, you know what? I would be remiss not to get in at least one more bet. So, so I'm going to get one more bet, but this time, guys, it hurts me to do, but I'm going to bet bearish. Let's go ahead and see. Maybe I'll get wrecked again. Maybe not. So let's, again, just to showcase it's working, let's go to predictions. From here, I'm going to check my balance. Again, balance, I still have a little bit to go. So let's go ahead and get that bet. I'm going to bet down this time, which is bearish, obviously. Let's do that. It's going to ask how much, and I'm going to go ahead and say, let's do 50% of that balance. Okay, and ready to go. So you're going to see that I'm going to be in that next round, which starts in about 1:19, and we're ready to go. So while we get into those community community questions. This bet will be going on. I did want to say some other things too. I already mentioned it before, but I'll mention it again in case anyone didn't hear. They do have a partnership with Flues. That Flues partnership allows for fiat on-ramp payments using Google Pay, Apple Pay, bank transfer. I can tell you I'm quite close with the Flues team myself, and they are absolute pros. So this team has partnered with Decentra Network, and it's just one more partnership to add to the stack that makes it easier than ever to be able to get in, get your tokens, and then be able to get exposure to the upcoming rev share and utilities, which I think is kind of cool. Some other things too is there are some things kind of cooking up when it comes to increased security as well. I'm not going to give away too much on what that could be, but I encourage people to go ahead and check Pinned, because the team is looking to do something special there. So just keep in mind. But yeah, I'm ready to get into community questions. I'll jump back to the main screen share, and then we'll check back on the bet after. I can tell you guys if I won or not.
All right, guys. So you heard Adam. You can raise your hands. Later, I'm going to the AMA questions group. But for now, let's prioritize those people that want to speak. So guys, please raise your hands. All right, so let's go first with Johnson Brian. You are allowed to speak, man. You can unmute yourself.
Hello, what's up? Can you hear me?
Sure can.
Okay. So my question is, regulation is critical for mass adoption. So how you plan for this?
For regulation, I mean, having an anonymous team helps, but even with a docs team, not specifically marketing towards U.S. investors or areas that are kind of like on the crypto fringe there helps. But no, I mean they're fully compliant as far as the team has told me as far as any potential issues. But obviously, if you're in an area that doesn't allow you to buy crypto, probably shouldn't buy crypto. But obviously, people will do what they do. So it's one of those things. That's kind of the cool thing about working in the decentralized space is people have full autonomy, right? This is a place of freedom. This is a place of kind of choosing your own destiny. And when it comes to utilities, like they're borderless, which is really cool. Like no one expected Maestro to pop off like it did, or Banana or Uni to do as it did, but it did, and it's cross-border. So it's completely on the individual to kind of, decide if they're going to use something or not use something, make sure that it complies with their local and federal laws. But yeah, definitely just, check to see if it's compliant, obviously.
So cool. But the problem, I see a lot of the regulatory issue for some countries. How about that?
Well, I mean, it's just, again, one of those things where, the world is much more than just the US or Europe, right? So you can't tailor make something for everything. That's why I made emphasis on you have to check with your local, lawmakers and local, legal to make sure that you can use something. That's why when you're using some of these decentralized exchanges, it's saying if you're from the US, do not use, or if you're from some country, do not use. It's up to you if you decide to continue to hit yes, right? We're not going to like hold your hand or slap your hand if you do it. But it's 100%, on you. But on a security standpoint, there is some really cool things, right? So obviously the project already has audits. It's been renounced. The LP has been locked. And I did mention that there's a little security update that the team is going to share in the TG that hasn't been done before. So pretty cool to hear that. But yeah, just going back to your questions, you're always going to want to check with your local, basically laws to make sure that you can use a DeFi product.
That's pretty cool. Thank you for answering my question.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Right, Emmanuel, your turn. You're allowed to speak.
Yep, we can hear you a little. Okay, there it is. Much better.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity. So I really love the fact that Decentra is dealing with the issue of data ownership, because the mission stated that it is to empower individuals with true ownership of their digital data. And this actually reminds me of this testnet I just recently joined, DOP, Data Ownership Protocol. So what they are doing is pretty simple. That they can help users through selective transparency. That is, users can hide their data through encryption, and at the same time, they can choose to leave some data on display. So to cut the long story short, my question is, how exactly is Decentra planning to give full ownership of data to individuals?
Yeah, I mean, to be clear, it's not like it's an open source project, right? I mean, that's kind of the difference, right? It is all in-house built, but being able to, pair that with proper audits, team knowledge through potential KYC or otherwise, and also renouncement means that the team doesn't have control over really important aspects like liquidity or contract changes. I think that really helps, put the power back in the hands of investors and, soon to be investors potentially. So I would say those mechanisms mainly. I mean, again, you don't want people being able to at any time change things in the contract. That's pretty not freedom focused. It's kind of totalitarian in a sense. So that would be the main way that they're approaching that, is just by, covering all their bases when it comes to user safety.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks, man.
All right. Now, who else? Here, another love. So, man, I'm going to unmute you. You're allowed to speak.
All right, bro. Thank you very much. Actually, I love the base partnership so far and the AI support agent, which tends to answer questions from different languages. Then, my question is, please, I want to know if there is a way to make the bot custom, like to make a custom in a way where I can actually have some coins I'm interested in a place, in a particular place, and then I'll be able to be receiving time alerts on major informations or how well they are doing on a daily basis, so that I can actually track them and know how they are doing, especially when I invested as an investor. Did you get the question?
Yeah. So to be clear, it's not necessarily like a wallet tracker, right? You are getting customized recommendations based off of their algorithm when it comes to gems, but it's not necessarily going to track your wallet and say, hey, man, that token in your wallet's doing really well. Maybe it's time to sell or buy more. It's not necessarily going to do that. Now, there's something different called copy trading, which you might be, maybe alluding to. That's different, and that could look to be added in the future, but it's quite a bit different from kind of what you were mentioning. So for what you're mentioning, you're probably going to want to use something like DBank or otherwise to kind of have that wallet tracker type of thing and give you alerts. Whereas this is more an entire, utility suite built into an app or built into a bot, sorry.
Okay, bro, I don't know if I can actually go straight to my set question.
Go ahead, man.
All right, thank you. Please, Adam, I want to know the functions that the central bridge have in the process of depositing and withdrawing assets, and also the Decentra swap.
Yeah, you were asking about the bridge, how the bridge works.
Thank you.
Okay, just to make sure, you're asking how the bridge works?
I mean, the functions I have in the process of depositing and withdrawing assets or tokens. Is it going to be automated exchange protocol?
So when it comes to a bridge, you can deposit any funds, put in your destination wallet, and it'll obviously, give you those funds on the other side. That's how these bridges and aggregated, decentralized exchanges work. So in that sense, it's going to be very straightforward. You're not going to need to know how to code or anything like that. It's going to be pretty simple. If you've used 1inch or you've used, any of the leading bridges, you kind of understand how to use it. Pretty simple. Yeah, actually very, very, very straightforward. And again, I would really encourage people to look at Swift because they've been really leading the way when it comes to cross-chain swaps. And the UI is going to look somewhat similar and utilizing, probably some similar pairs as well to go cross-chain. So really check that out if you want to get an idea of what it looks like. But no, it's going to be very, very simple, all, bound within a clean UI. Just like, again, I appreciate the compliment. I mean, I'm not on the team, but the team definitely appreciates the compliments of, how clean the prediction bot is. It's going to be the same way for the bridge. Easy to understand, easy to select your pair, and then move tokens over.
All right. Thank you very much, Adams, for the clear answers. I'm already in your Telegram group, and I will follow up as time goes on. Thank you very much, Brooke, for the opportunity.
Sweet. Thank you for joining, man.
Right, so next one, Morningstar, ADC Wales. You are allowed to speak.
Can
Hello,
you hear
morning.
me?
Yeah.
Yeah, hello.
Hello?
Can you hear me? Yeah, great.
Sure
Okay,
can.
yeah, thanks for the opportunity. And I want to know concerning this platform, because I noticed that you are having a prediction bot. So I wanted to know, would there be a sort of subscription fee, or would these bots be for free to access? And when it comes to long run, how accurate are these prediction bots in terms of in the scale of a 1 to 100? Yeah.
Well, I don't know exactly on a scale of 1 to 100, but I mean, it's pulling on-chain data. So in that sense, it's 100% as accurate as the on-chain data is, which is irrefutable. So, there's that sense of not like, the team guessing. It's pulling from on-chain data of what Bitcoin is doing, either up or down within a 5-minute span. So, hopefully that's pretty self-explanatory there. As far as fees, you might wonder, it's a great question. How do you get revenue from this? Well, there is a 3% stake fee, or 3% on the prediction side of things once you're utilizing the utility, which helps bring in additional revenue, helps them market more. I mean, you can see even right now, some buys are coming in, which is really nice because people are excited about the utility working. It's kind of something that you don't often see. So it's a little bit different. But yeah, that's where the fees are kind of generated from. And then on the sniper side, there's 1% fee on the sniper, which is basically going to assist in rev share as well. So hopefully that helps a little bit with kind of, where the rev comes in.
Thanks for that, Adam, and thanks, Brooke. That would be from me. Great AMA, a great presentation. I will join the platform. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Happy to see you, man. Thank you.
Also, just to clarify it, I think Morningstar is thinking that the prediction bot is an AI which predicts whether the price is going up or down. But it's a big no. Prediction bot, you are the one who's doing the trades. You are the
Exactly.
one betting. So if you saw Adam's screen earlier, you would know how it works. Pretty much, you can go to the username of the bot and you can explore that out as well.
Let's actually take a quick look again. Really good timing, by the way. Thank you. I'm going to, jump back to that and let's take a look. So again, the everything bot, which again is just at Decentra everything bot. I'm going to go to the prediction game. From here, if you guys remember, I put in a bet for bear. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh again, 5-minute intervals. I'm going to go to rounds. from here, oh no, I lost again. So you can see here, my first bet, I was saying bullish, the market's going to pick up, and I lost, which is okay. And then bear as well, I said, well, it's going to go down, and then just kidding, market pumped. So it's okay, but you guys can see how it works, which is the really important part. And again, guys, it's really as simple as just utilizing this, as you correctly mentioned. This is not based on AI. This is based on chain data. So the reliability is there, and it's 100% on me to decide, do I think it's going to go up? Do I think it's going to go down? And as you're making those bets, it's helping out the ecosystem, bringing in more marketing, allowing them to do bigger partnerships. And they already have 3 on deck, which is pretty big, some great partners, but they're looking to expand that as well as they deliver more utilities end of month.
All right. Sweet. Now,
Thank for that, bro.
Thank you.
let's move on to Anastasia. So, Anastasia, you are allowed to speak. Please unmute your
Hey,
mic.
can you hear me?
Yep, sure can.
Okay. So my question is that, are there any limitations or challenges students might face in implementing the skills learned through the PAC program within their campus community?
I think you might have the wrong AMA.
What are you saying?
Wrong AMA. You're late for another one.
Oh.
I'm just messing with you. No, there is no campus tie-in. I think you got your AMAs mixed up. Totally fine.
So can I ask my another question?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. My question is that, how accessible is the PAC program to students from diverse backgrounds and education institutions?
Pretty similar question to what you just asked. Can we maybe skip that, Broke? I don't know if there's someone. We have a couple other hands.
Yeah, sure. Let's skip that one. I think she's bothering her question. Guys, come on. Chat GPT won't help you. Come on.
And your local institution is not going to have the prediction game. You have to go to the prediction bot to use it.
All right, so let's go to Tolga. Tolga has been
Tolga's
waiting.
good. I know Tolga. He studies this shit. So, Tolga, go ahead.
Yes, man. I won't ask any question about the school. But you know, let's say every day is a school day, right? Don't forget.
There we go.
Actually, Adam, nice to see you. Long time. Actually, I'm gonna ask a question about the Gem Finder. Probably I didn't see such a thing, but you know, it's a good time to find any gem, even though the market is green. You know, yes, all the coins we know are going up, but you know, we are still in this research. So I wonder, you know, when for example, let's imagine I use this part of the bot, Gem Finder, let's say, and some other people use it. So I wonder, will there be any implementation of, you know, evaluation of any gems that, you know, for example, I find X token, another find did, you know, the Y token. You get my point. Will there be any, you know, evaluation to help the, you know, the bot users actually, you know, maybe give a opinion about to help each other, let's say.
Tolga, I know you'd have a good question. So no, in its current form, it's not looking to necessarily say like, hey, based on, you know, the parameters that we found on chain, which is what it's reporting, we think this one's especially bullish, ape into it, right? Because you run into a lot of gray area where you might be recommending a project that doesn't end up pushing marketing, which there's no way to tell that on chain, obviously. So I think they want to keep pretty objective and just deliver facts that are on-chain verifiable, and then from there be able to, you know, have people make decisions. So again, this is just one of the many, you know, utilities that are available. I do want to say though that, you know, there is advertising capability. So if you perhaps see that there is a project that's listed that is also doing advertising, you can maybe surmise that, okay, they're investing a little bit more into marketing. It might encourage you to look a little bit more in and study. So that's going to be the main way that they're looking to deliver, you know, some some gem alpha, basically.
Thank you. And in the regular situation, let's say, not so high position in the market now, people are, so hesitant to choose and they go for a token or let's say gem. So, I know the Telegram bot's capabilities, by the way. I am not, considering out this fact, but it will be nice actually. Thank you very much, Adam. Nice to see you again, and thank you, guys.
Thanks, man. Appreciate the question.
I agree with him. Telegram bots has a lot of potential. Just like the gem finder, I'm looking there earlier, and I saw that there is an advertising option as well. So income generating through that bot.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what, supplies that rev share, right? So, really, really nice that you mentioned that again. So yes, there is a way to basically, be able to, earn on platform dependent upon the token share that you own proportionate to the total. And, and also I think being able to, expand the total rev coming in through advertising on the gem finder and otherwise, it just really helps the project push even harder into more advertising, more marketing, and expanding this out. Because again, 2 utilities is great, but imagine once they have, the next one up, the sniper bots, the bridge, of course, is coming as well. Airdrop for this one's going to be bullish as hell. The airdrop farming, because again, being able to, have it farm airdrops for you instead of, getting lost in the airdrop process is a pain in the ass. Being able to have it do it for you is really great. But again, more to come here in more details as they get closer. But these are the big ones to focus on right now: the sniper and the bridge, which are coming, very soon to the ecosystem.
Okay. So speaking of the bridge, so here's one question from Dev Kelv. So his question is, as we all know, the biggest problem in bridging is liquidity. So he would like to know how many asset pools does the Decentra team have to ensure enough pool for cross-chain bridge, and how many chains are the primary focus for liquidity supply on the native blockchain and bridge blockchain?
Yeah, so it's really important. And I wanted to mention too, by partnering up early with bridge partners, you're allowed for more access. Because if you think about how Binance works, right, a lot of these decentralized exchanges, they pull from the LP pools of Binance. So perhaps at least to start, something could be worked out where basically the project is utilizing the backend tech and LP pools of a partner, a high quality partner, to be able to dip into many different chains and pairs. But for now, that's still to be explored. Obviously, they're focusing on the sniper first, and then going into the the bridge. But it is something that it doesn't hurt to have a great partner that specializes in bridging, because you can pull from their experience and their tech, and then look to build out your own as time goes on.
Right. Great answer, Adam. Like what I expect. Now let's go to Ian Vladimir. So a couple more people who are raising their hands. Vladimir, you are muted. Hello, Ivan. Vladimir, are you still there? Okay, so let's go to Clark first. Clark, you're unmuted.
We can see that all the project is a long term and the team knows what they are doing. My question is that, does the team have any plans to make DCE accepted as a means of payment now or in the future, so that I won't just be a crypto token alone, but also a token with real life use case?
Yeah, put it simple, no, they're not looking to like have this be spent like IRL, right? Like they're not looking to develop out a Decentra card or something, to be able to use it. But the fiat on-ramp system coming in is very much so here. Through their partner, right? So with Flues, you're able to go from fiat over to the actual DCE token very, very easily, even using just your phone, which is really cool. But as far as the reverse, not really. I mean, they already have 7 key features that they're focusing on. They really want to make sure to execute these very well, especially because some of these have never been done before.
Can you hear me?
So that's the main focus. Hopefully that answers your question.
So, Clark, does that answer your question? All right.
All right.
Now let's go to the last one. Let's go back to Vladimir. So, Vladimir, go again, please. All right, I think he's out. Okay, so let's replace Vladimir with the Crazy Ant instead. So this is for the last
Crazy
one.
Ant.
Yeah, I think you know him.
I might know Crazy Ant. How could I not remember a Crazy Ant? Go ahead.
All right, Crazy Ant, ask your question.
Hi.
Can you speak louder, please? Yeah.
Oh, will your team be needing users' feedback for improvement where there is need?
Yeah, it's a good question. So, of course, right? I think there's 2 things. A chart shows user interest, but also direct feedback in a chat, which the TG chat is super active. So if you have a question or a suggestion on a feature that's already available, maybe you lost both the bets like I did, or maybe you won both of them and you're excited and want to share those wins, you're going to want to be in the TG and share that feedback in the TG. So I think that's a great question to end on because, if this conversation maybe spurred some interest in everything DCE and Decentra Ecosystem, then definitely jump in the TG. That's where all the activity is. You can hear from the dev, FRA, you can hear from the rest of the core team, and you can kind of ask them any specifics you might wonder that maybe we didn't get to in this AMA. And I do want to say this too, kind of wrapping on a marketing kind of angle. This is one of many AMAs that the team is actually planning. This was just kind of like a kickoff AMA just to kind of, touch base after, not having one for a little bit. And there's a lot more marketing to go along with the partners that they've teamed up with. So really excited to be able to get on stage and, talk everything DCE, and really appreciate that this was our first one back here. I think this was pretty solid.
Yeah. So what I like about Decentra actually is that they've delivered a lot of partnerships since they have launched. So they partnered up with that AI token, which generates images and answers questions with 70 million market cap, I think. Delivered a lot of partnership like Flues, and just like what you said, the coming one with Swift. So the team keeps delivering. So that's why we invited them back here. So I'm really looking forward on what else would they deliver for their ecosystem.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some exciting catalysts, right? So as I mentioned, this is a very important month for the team, and I think this is why they picked now to be the big, marketing push time, because with even more development being pushed out, the likes of the Sniper bot and then Bridge, and obviously being in a much stronger place now when it comes to partnerships, the potential for, the token to reflect the success of, the team's efforts is much higher than it would be before. So I'm super pumped to see what they do. Again, a lot of work ahead. Team's going to get right back to work after this. I know they're listening in right now. And I just encourage everyone, join the TG, see what's going on. The market is extremely hot right now. Great time to get into long conviction plays, decide, what those projects are for you. And I don't know, maybe even just play the prediction game a couple times if you think BTC is going to go up.
Yes. If you don't like trading, try gambling.
Try gambling. There you go.
All right. So thank you, Adam, and thank you everyone who had joined this AMA session. It's a really good one, like I expect, Adam. So guys, check out Decentra's Telegram group. The recording of this AMA session will be sent out to FRA and Darko, so they can people who were not here, who weren't able to attend, can just watch the recording and watch and listen to the recording. Right, so that's it. I'm going to stop the recording right now. Thank you everyone for participating, and good luck for